you lately?
What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024, and we are back with another midday stream here on the Torian Rain Reloaded. Let me get my words together. Torian Rain Reloaded channel. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live. Shout out to all of the members over here on the channel. Shout out to everybody over on Patreon. And if you are on Patreon, you did get a new video over there today. So make sure to go ahead and check that commentary out. Everybody on Discord, X, Instagram, those who send me stories, I greatly appreciate you. Before we get into everything, let me go ahead now and acknowledge the people who are here so far in the chat. We have Black Roostar, Raging Woody 74, Isaac S. George, Reparations Nations, Jerry Bedford, Wallow J, Haxon KT, Anthony Ruger Phillips, Andre Edwards, Dimple Face, Joseph Washington, Letitia, Anita Harrell, Tildor 12, Don P. Ben Yehuda, KC Malone, Denzimus, and DC Precise. Shout out to everybody that is here so far and everybody that will be coming in. So today, let me just say, today has been a live stream that has been over a month in the making. The reason why I said that is because I have been bookmarking on X like crazy to gain all of this that I'm about to show y'all today in order to prove my point in the title that is of this stream. Now, yesterday, I did a video talking about, it was a bed bucking video on Jason Whitlock as it pertained to Caitlyn Clark. Today, I did a bed bucking video on Shannon Sharp, and I think that's the first time I've done one on him, and I told y'all at the beginning of the year, anybody can get it on Caitlyn Clark. And now here I am doing a live, a midday live, basically culminating basically those two videos, but especially the one that I did today in one live. But there's also going to be a midday stream tomorrow that's going to be about her, but it's going to be about something that somebody said that kind of just like rubbed me the wrong way. And it's like, it didn't seem genuine at all whatsoever, but I'm going to save that one for tomorrow. So I think I'm going to get all of the whole Caitlyn Clark stuff out of my system, hopefully this week. And tomorrow, hopefully, will be the last day when I have to do it. But I said this is perfect because it falls the same exact week as the Olympics beginning. So it's like, I promise you, I didn't even plan for it to happen this way. Like, I could have easily did this stream a while ago, but I was gaining so much stuff. And I said, you know what? Let me go ahead now and finally do it. This is the perfect time to do it because it lines up right up with the theme. So most of a good 95% of what I'm going to go over on this stream today all came from X. All of the bookmarks that I have. And the last thing I'm going to go over, because it's the more recent one, because it's coming off of the WNBA All-Star weekend. The last one is an article. And I just want y'all to look at how blasphemous that headline is. But let's see, who else do we have in here so far? We got Andre Edwards in here. GDS 48 1300 is in here. Derek Parker just came in. Mari Marie, or is it Marie Marie? But I'm guessing it's Mari Marie. AW1, Kazuma Fury, and Kid Gravity just came in. We have 112 people in here so far. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit the like button. So let's go ahead now and get started with this. So I'll admit, I kind of kicked up dust on X when I made this post right here on June 3rd, 2024. I don't know what made me do it. And if you look at the time that I posted it, I was just getting up. Like, it was early in the morning. I was just waking up. And the first thing I said, the first thing on my mind was, I'm going to go ahead and put this post out here and see what happens. And man, oh my God, by 10 o'clock, maybe before then, I had a whole bunch of people mad as hell at me for this. So on June 3rd, 2024 at 5:15 a.m., not p.m., a.m., when there are some people that are either just getting up or there's some people that still sleep, I just posted this. I said, Caitlyn Clark is a bust. Deal with it. That's all I posted. Just a simple 1-line, 2-sentence statement. And when I tell you, I had so many people get so mad with me. This post got over 1,000 comments, it got 234 reposts, 736 likes, and 79 bookmarks. And I guess people saying they wanted to bookmark it just in case it came back that she wasn't a bust, and then they could try to throw it back at me. And it got viewed over 91,000 times. Now, I did have some people in the chat who follow me that were, agreeing with what I was saying. But man, I had more people in there that were upset than not. And this was a combination of PC and maybe allegedly some other black people. I say allegedly because, anybody can throw a picture of a black person on their avatar and pretend to be black. But all it takes is looking at the patterns and what they say. But I just posted that up, and I'm going to be honest with you, that was really a troll post. It really was. It was a troll post. I wanted to get them in their feelings. I really did. Because that was at the part where they were really, really, really throwing her in our face like it was nothing. And I said, you know what? Let me push back against this. And I'm going to post that. And that was the response. But what's so funny was this person right here, this post right here, he says, you're actually a real page, because they thought I was a troll account. They said, you're actually a real page. This tweet makes no sense. They just thought for sure I was a troll account. And it's crazy how attached the algorithm is to her name. So me just posting this latched onto X's algorithm, and that's how it spread. People from far and wide, as you can see, 91,000 plus views, came and decided they were going to invade my comments. I said it worked like a charm. So that's what really kicked it off right there with that post right there. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to let it marinate. I'm going to let it, let it go, let it marinate for a couple of days, but literally only for a couple of days, until I kept seeing a repetitive theme on X where they kept trying to say that the reason why, now mind you, this post right here had nothing to do with, this initial post right here had nothing to do with the U.S. women's basketball team, but the next post definitely does. Because a few days later on June the 9th, I kept seeing a bunch of posts on X where people were talking about, oh, Caitlyn Clark didn't get selected for the U.S. women's basketball team because she's white and all types of stuff. And I kept seeing it over and over and over again, to the point where it was annoying the hell out of me and a lot of other people. So I said, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and look up the roster for the U.S. women's basketball team, the one that's going to Paris, or they're in Paris right now, most likely, and see which or how many white women or white identified women are on the team. And here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, here's the crazy part. On any other given day, a lot of them would say some of these women aren't white and everything like that, or are white. But when it came to Caitlyn Clark, that's when they decided to pull out their color wheel and say she wasn't, or say they weren't. And I posted up this. I said, when people say Caitlyn Clark got left off the U.S. team due to race, I put up all the quote unquote white identified women on the team. Now, this post got a lot of way more engagement than I thought it would, because this post got 504 comments, over 1,500 reposts, over 8,500 likes, and bookmarked 333 times, and was viewed 657,300 times. And I posted that up on June 9th, 2024, which was 6 days after the first post at 2:17 p.m. And the crazy part about it is, when you looked at the comments and everything like that, you had people up there trying to make it seem like I was making stuff up when I was talking about, oh, y'all are making it about her race. And they would say, no one's making it about her race. Y'all literally did that. Anybody who's on X can vouch for me and know that when they put out who was on that roster, they started attacking all the black women on that team while looking past the obvious, the white women or the off-white women that are on the team. They started to try to send letters to the WNBA, and it's like, newsflash, the WNBA has nothing to do with the selection of this team. That's a whole committee. And then when they found out who was on the committee, they tried to attack them too. I mean, they just straight up sit up there lying through their teeth. Like we didn't know, like we didn't see that. Shoot, it's people who aren't on X who know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, she didn't get in. I mean, like, it just happens. Maybe, she got 4 years. Maybe she'll make the team in 2028 when the Olympics are in LA. Because guess what? Angel Reese didn't make the team, and you don't see nobody who's a fan of hers crying about it. But you already know how the so-called stans or the so-called fans feel about her. Dexter said, I made that troll to troll him and got him. You effing got. Yeah, listen, it really wasn't that hard. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. The first post, that was me trolling them. But this one right here, I was being serious. This one right here, I was being dead ass serious. It's just that I wasn't expecting the response to go through the roof like that. But then again, like I said, putting her name in the post latched itself onto the algorithm, and that's what happened. Now, what's so funny is I have this, the first response I got was from this person right here. And he said, agreed, but I'm willing to bet this is a publicity stunt and they will end up selecting her at the last minute or due to an injury. Save this tweet because when it happens, I'm blowing your timelines up. And I came back and responded to them and said, a publicity stunt, if you say so. Now, mind you, I posted this on June 9th. This person responded to me on June 9th. I responded back to them on the same day. It is now July 23rd. The Olympics kicks off on Friday. This person never responded back to me because it wasn't no goddamn publicity stunt. She didn't make the team. Deal with it. Cope. What's going on, True Royal? This person actually said it was a publicity stunt. Really? Mari Marie said, I think they wanted players that are more seasoned and with less drama. Yeah, that's another thing that I also, going back to why I said this, because if you look at how they respond into this, they literally prove my point. Another reason why they didn't choose her, because it would have been so much drama around it. So I got a question for this KDM graphics person, whoever they are. The Olympics kicks off in a few days. She's still not on the team. So what publicity stunt are you talking about? Inquiring minds want to know. And I have this person right here who says, I have not seen one person say that tag them so we can read their explanation. You a goddamn lie if you said you did not see that. And then I went and I posted several articles where people were saying that. Look at this one from Clay Travis, said Caitlyn Clark is hated because she's white and heterosexual. Then I made another one saying David Portnoy slams unreal dumb Caitlyn Clark 2024 Olympics snub. And then I told them to look at the comments. And then they going to come back and try to move the goalposts and say tag them in. I'm like, I just gave you articles with the names of the people who wrote it or who were speaking on it. I told them the posts are right there. You can choose to read them or not. And it says, yeah, you posted outlets. I thought you were going to tag people in, but never mind. I'm tired of this subject. Well, you don't want to try to keep it going. I don't know what listen. When I tell you common sense is not common, I mean just that. And then somebody actually came back and tagged this Clay Travis, the person he wanted to tag, in it, and then he didn't pop up anymore. And there's some other stuff on here, as well. So y'all pretty much get the gist of it. Like a lot of these comments all sound kind of repetitive after a while. Now, what's crazy is when I decided to say and label those women PC, now that's when they want to decide who isn't and who is not PC at the time, because now they're seeing it's working against them. So I use their tactic against them. And it still worked like a charm because I still got them knee deep in their feelings. You're welcome. So there was that post right there. So this next one is going to actually be a video. It's actually 2 videos, but I'm going to play this one first. So I'm going to read the caption to y'all. It says, Stephen A. Smith goes off on Peter Rosenberg for saying he's portraying Caitlyn Clark as a victim. Now, here's the thing. This Peter Rosenberg is a PC man, but you can tell that that last name tells it all. But I'm gonna play his video first, and then I'm gonna play Stephen A. for Asshole Smith's response.
It's almost like,
let me see if I can make.
It's almost like Caitlyn Clark has been drafted without her own choice to being like the face of white fragility. People are like, we want you to be all of the concerns we have about white people getting treated, quote, unfairly. We're going to put that on you, Caitlyn Clark. And she's like, no, I'm just here to play basketball, and like whatever comes my way, like I'm good with it. Like, I just trying my best to be. Oh, I didn't make the team? Oh, I'll probably make it next time. That would be cool. Something to work for. Good luck to the ladies of USA basketball. No, Caitlyn, no, it's not that simple. They're trying to hold you back, Caitlyn Clark. And that's why Stephen A. is catching the button, because he's jumping in on this train of the Caitlyn Clark's not being treated fairly by the world, which is not only unfair, actually, to Caitlyn Clark. Not only are you ruining it, like we have something awesome and everyone is ruining it, but you're also being unfair to all the other women in this league who don't deserve to be treated like props, because it's a real competitive league with people who care deeply about this. And this whole idea that if Caitlyn Clark isn't propped up the right way, then it's not right for the sport. If that's your take, maybe you don't really care about the sport and shouldn't be giving an opinion about it and should hold this baton right here.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Okay. So that was from the man Peter Rosenberg, and that was a response that he gave to Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, I guess you could say a response to something Stephen A. said. Now we're gonna play what Stephen A. had to say in response. Now, mind you, this was a 1 minute. This is a 1 minute and 37 clip. Now Stephen A. going on for a rant for almost 5 minutes to respond to this guy. I can only imagine what he had to say. And by the way, this was posted on June 11th, 2024.
Do you hear that bullshit? Now, I'm here to tell you.
First off, Stephen, that you were too damn loud. How the hell you come on screaming already? That's crazy.
Tell me, ladies and gentlemen, I should say tell me, I'm asking. Tell me, ladies and gentlemen, what am I supposed to think if I know you happen to be a highly intelligent individual and you misrepresent my thoughts and feelings like that? Didn't call me, by the way. Didn't speak to me. All right? Didn't text me or anything. But you going to go on public airwaves and say something. You're going to sit up there and say that I'm holding Caitlyn Clark out there as a victim? Let me reiterate my point for the challenged. And by that, I don't mean somebody who's cerebrally challenged or intellectually challenged. I think morally challenged, simply because it's not in their heart and in their mind to have this need to be fair. Ladies and gentlemen, I said what I said about Caitlyn Clark, and I'm not backing up one bit. There is not a single player on Team USA, not a single player that deserves to be taken off because of her. Not a single player. She's a rookie. She's averaging 16 a game. She isn't shooting great, even though she shoots fourth in three-point range and all this other stuff. But there's plenty of players. All of them deserve to be on a team ahead of her in terms of their credentials. What I have repeatedly stated is that Caitlyn Clark is box office.
Y'all heard that. I had to pause it right there. Y'all heard it. He said Caitlyn Clark is box office. That's the same BS that Shannon Sharp was on when if y'all saw the video that I did this afternoon before we got on this live. What did he say? She needs to be on that team because of popularity. Stephen A just basically said the same thing. She's box office. Since when does popularity beat skill level? They are trying to win a gold medal, not be popular. They're already somewhat popular depending on what crowd you talk to. But they're going there for a mission. The mission is to win an Olympic gold medal, something they have actually been doing for the last few Olympics. If people cared enough to look back in the archives, the world going to watch them regardless. See, this is what I mean when people get so emotionally charged with this type of thing. Like Stephen A, how long have you been talking about sports? Shannon Sharp, how long have you been talking about sports and been in sports? Shannon Sharp, you did not get drafted to the NFL because of your popularity. You got in because of your skill, and you proved it. This is not about popularity. This is about winning. You, like Mari Marie just said, you play to win. They are on a grand stage that the world is watching.
The WNBA and your women's basketball across the globe.
What he's also saying is that these women right here cannot draw a crowd. That's what he's also saying. That none of the women who made it to this team can draw a crowd, but Caitlyn Clark can. Now, what's going to end up happening, and this is why I hope that the women win a gold medal, because if they don't, you know what they're going to say, right? Oh, Caitlyn Clark should have been on the team. See, if y'all would have had Caitlyn Clark on the team, they would have won. How would you know? How the hell would you know? Now, what would happen if Caitlyn Clark was on the team and they still lost? What the hell are you going to say? Oh, her team didn't back her up. Oh, her team is holding her back. Oh, her team did this, or the coach did that. It would have been everything else but her. Andre said Angel Reese really should be on that team. I don't know if KG is still in here or not, but the reason why Angel Reese and even Caitlyn Clark is not on the team is because when they opened up, to have them, I think, be on the team, and no, don't quote me on this, I think because they were in the finals with the tournament, they could not I guess you can say, be eligible to get onto the team. Oh, KG is right there. KG, can you put in the chat why Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark are not on the U.S. women's team? Which, by the way, Angel Reese is on her way to Paris right now. She might already be there, but she had an issue that happened with her luggage. And I'm going to probably talk about that at a later date because I actually have a live stream that's going to happen in a few days about Angel Reese and some stuff that I've been seeing that I don't like. Not with her, but with the haters, I should say. There it is. I just wanted to be sure, KG. I didn't want to be inaccurate, but it was because of the tournament. If Caitlyn Clark was not in the tournament, that window of opportunity for her to get on the team probably would have been there, but she couldn't. Just like Angel Reese couldn't because, again, she was in the tournament. But people who are fans of Angel Reese are not doing all of this. They understand that, okay, she can't go. It is what it is. You know, like she's still doing her thing. See you in 4 years.
Oh, you are clamoring for support. Because you are clamoring for that support, and she's box office, and that support could potentially lead to more endorsement dollars, more eyeballs from Madison Avenue, a better television contract, etc. Why not capitalize off of it? That is not about Caitlyn Clark. That's about the WNBA. That's about Team USA. That's about women's basketball across the globe. Finally having somebody to utilize to ultimately help catapult them.
So you're saying that without her, no one's checking for them. Thank you, Stephen A. Smith, for giving your ass a 9 opinion. And that's all it is, because that is not a documented fact. There are people that are going to watch the game regardless and have been. He keeps mentioning this box office thing, but we all know Stephen A. Smith is a money dude. He said that. He's alluded to that. He even got this new big contract with ESPN where he's getting like $100 million or something like that. So you know he done upgraded his goddamn banjo. He done got some new tap shoes. What he should do is take some of that money and get some goddamn restoration for that head of his, or just shave it all off. Tedra, I'm sorry, he is lying. You know what's so crazy? When he hit a sound barrier, my ears started to ring a little bit because I got these headphones on. I don't know about y'all.
What's the problem? If you disagree with that because you believe it should be purely on merit, that's fine. Hall of Famers have said that. College analysts have said that. Plenty of people have said that. Why the hell would this guy go out there and say to America, yo, Stephen A. is propping Caitlyn Clark up as a victim? What, you the white boy now that's gravitating to black folks? And you want to make folks believe, hey, you know something? I mean, this is the latest thing that he's doing against y'all. Is that
Stephen A., you have no room to talk when it comes to the talking point you just gave, because you do that all the time with a lot of black male athletes that you don't really care about. You sound like a hypocrite. A straight up hypocrite. He has no room and a lot of nerve to say what he just said. Look at how mad Stephen A. and irate he got from a 1.5 minute response to something that Stephen A. said. And I'm inclined to believe Stephen A. most likely actually said it. He got that upset that he said this.
what this is? You sitting there and you on a station, they playing hip hop music that make you down now? You think you know us better than me? Is that what this is? Peter. You go on a Michael K show. Caitlyn Clark's a sports topic. You couldn't call a brother? You couldn't ask me yourself? You couldn't know what the hell you were talking about before you went out there and said some bullshit like that? Really? Michael K would have called. Don LaGreca would have called. Brandon Tierney would have called. Host of people would have called. Adam Shawn would have called. DJ Envy would have called. Charlamagne the God would have called. Ebro would have called.
So you mad because he didn't call you? You mad because he didn't call you? He mad he didn't pick up because he didn't pick up the phone and say what he said on that podcast to you over the phone. Stephen A., what you would have most likely done was probably get on your show and speak about that conversation. They could have probably been like, look, let's speak about this in confidence off the record. And your ass probably would have popped up like a goddamn push pop and went right on here and started saying the same thing. Because you enjoy drama. Hence this very over dramatic, very theatrical Broadway production of a response.
Where the hell you at? You know my number. What kind of bullshit is that? You trying to gain favor with a different community? What is it?
I don't know about y'all, but I didn't hear anything in Peter Rosenberg's response that was alluding to I'm responding like this because I'm trying to get brownie points with the black community. Did anyone get that vibe? Because I didn't get that. All I saw was him just responding to the BS that Stephen A. Smith was putting out there. How Stephen A. Smith managed to flip that into, oh, he's trying to get in good with black people, I don't know. How? KG said he cussing. Yeah, he did that. He did it, 2 times? And very loud, too. So I don't know where that came from. Hey, Temple Face, when you say he had my number, why didn't you call me? You know what that reminded me of? Jerome on Martin when he was talking to, was it Pan? He said, you got my number. You can't call nobody. That's what it reminded me of. Good question, Letitia. How many people did Stephen A. call before he made statements about them? Probably not a damn one.
When did I sit up there and try to prop Caitlyn Clark up as some victim? I'm talking about the marketing of women's basketball across the globe. I'm making the case that marketing for women in this particular situation is more important than the merits.
Yeah, he just said it. He just said it. He said marketing is more important than the merits. So he, again, is on that same gravy train that Shannon Sharp was on that I had to call him out for over an hour ago when he said her popularity should have got her on that team, not her skill. He just basically said the same damn thing. So skill set goes out the window. Just as long as you have a name, quote unquote, that should be enough. Put a pin in that. The next time Stephen A. Smith comes out the side of his neck and talks about some goddamn merit and skill.
If Caitlyn Clark had to be on the team for as a 12th man or woman, rather, so be it. Because it's good for the popularity and the...
There it is, the word popularity. He just said it. He didn't care if she even rode the bench, as long as she was there wearing the jersey. And you want to know what it is? Let me tell you what it is. They know that They know that the WNBA women's basketball team, the women's basketball team, U.S. team is good. They know they're good because they got the medals to back it up. What they wanted to do was put Caitlyn Clark on that team, or have Caitlyn Clark be put on that team, so that if they won, and let's just say Caitlyn Clark didn't play that much, or she didn't play at all, or didn't play that much, let her ride the coattails of some skilled players who have been there before her, or been in the league way longer than her. That way, when they get a medal, she by default gets one too, and then they can finally say Caitlyn Clark won something. She didn't get a ring in college. She lost that ESPY for Female Athlete of the Year. She did not play in the three-point contest, so by default, she couldn't win that. Where, the three-point is where her skill is at. So they wanted her on that team so she could have an opportunity to win something. They know those women are good. So they wanted her to rest on their skill level. That way, if they won, by default, she would win. I said it because I know they won't say it. And I'm done with Stephen A. Smith. I can't listen to the rest of this. He's too damn loud. Let me go on to the next thing. All right, so we got this one right here, posted by Romeoville Kid. They said, hashtag Indiana Fevers. Caitlyn Clark on her name being weaponized in non-sports topics. And I'm going to actually play the video for you right here, because this was a question that was asked her, and we're going to see what her response is. Okay, let's stop right there. So the question is, again, minimize it again, about her name being weaponized, which it is. It is. She replied with, let me run it back. You said there's no sound. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Damn. But y'all, so y'all can hear me, but y'all can't hear the video. Okay, let me see something right quick. Let me stop sharing it right quick, and I'll try it again. All right, let me know if y'all can. I'm gonna play the video a little bit, and I'm gonna let y'all know if y'all. Let me know if y'all can hear it now.
I think no matter what you do.
Did y'all hear that? That little bit that I just played. Did y'all hear that? Okay, cool. Okay, good. Okay, we good now. All right, let me play it back again.
I think no matter what you do or what is done to you, it becomes a topic nationally, and a lot of times it becomes divisive. I wonder, from your standpoint, how you feel about people using your name in whatever culture wars or whatever wars they're fighting. How do you feel about that?
It's not something I can control, so I don't put too much thought and time into thinking about things like that. And to be honest, I don't see a lot of it.
Okay, so, well, first off, let me address the audio issue. We can blame Stephen A. Smith for that one. It was loud ass. That's what he did. He broke through the goddamn sound barrier and knocked the sound off, but we good. So the reporter asked her about her name being weaponized in the media, which it is. And it's like, you cannot say that it isn't. You can't say that you don't see it. But right here, she just said out of her mouth that she does not see it, or she doesn't pay attention to it. And let me tell you why that's not a good thing. Because I'm sure there are people probably telling her stuff. If let's just hypothetically say she doesn't see it, I'm sure there are people that are telling her what it is. It is up to her to come out and say, look, y'all need to chill out. Y'all are doing way too much. Like, tone it down. It's not that deep. Y'all are making this bigger than what it is. By her giving this response, it's like she's just brushing it off, and as almost if she doesn't care.
Like I've said, like, basketball is my job. Like, everything on the outside, I can't control that, so I'm not going to spend time thinking about that. You know, people can talk about what they want to talk about, create conversations about, you know, whatever it is. But I think for myself, like, you know, I'm just here to play basketball. I'm here to have fun. I'm trying to help our team win. Obviously, we've won 3 games, and, you know, we feel like we've been in a position to win a few more than that. And you know, my focus is on helping us do that. But I don't, you know, pay much mind to all of that, to be honest.
How much do you think that it's impacted your ability to cultivate relationships within the league?
You know, I think
And by her saying that, it makes us believe, and I'm sure many of you in the chat feel the same way, that she does see this, but either one, she doesn't know how to address it, which means she probably needs some media training, if that's the case, or 2, she does know how to address it, but she's choosing not to address it. Or maybe she likes I don't know, maybe she likes the attention. I don't know. I don't live in her head. But I'm telling you, it's probably one of those 2 options that I just mentioned, or one of those 2 selections.
everybody in the league understands, you know, one, we're excited about all this attention we're getting. I think we're appreciative of it. I think the league has been great for.
And she just said it. She's appreciative of all the attention that they're getting.
For a really long time. But, you know, my focus is on my teammates. Like, they've been amazing. I don't think it's impacted me making relationships on my team. You know, I'm not obviously talking to people on other teams on a daily basis. Like, I have so much to focus on here, and, you know, getting my teammates to trust me and do all that is my main focus. Same with our coaching staff, and same with this organization. Yeah.
But I understand your focus, but I'm just curious, though, are you bothered that folks would attempt to weaponize your name in whatever fight they're fighting?
No, I don't see it. That's not where my focus is. My focus is here and on basketball, and, you know, that's where it needs to be. And
I find that very hard to believe. Very hard to believe. Why I say that? Because they started weaponizing her name since over a year ago, when her and Angel Reese met up in the tournament, and Angel Reese did the "you can't see me" thing and pointed to her finger, as you know, to indicate that ring is going right here on my finger. That's when they started doing it. So I find it hard to believe that she did not see that then, especially nor does she see it now. And you're talking over a year ago, like a year and a half ago, when all of this really kicked off. So I find it very disingenuous on her part that she does not know what they're using her name for. I honestly don't believe her. I really don't. So there's that clip right there. And now we are moving on to the next one. And shout out to Beatzilla for this, because this is actually a response to the clip that that I just played for y'all. Let me pause it right quick. And Beatzilla, and shout out to him, said, as a part of the league, it would show more class to just simply address it like Angel Reese does versus sidestepping a clear problem with her fans. But this level of hatred is not about basketball, which also says it's not about Caitlyn Clark. It's about the racist Angel Reese hatred. So this is a chart that Beatzilla pulled up. And the name of the chart says negative sentiment towards WNBA player based on X data. Now, this is on X. This is just X. It's not any other social media platform. Based on X data during the first month of the season. And they said an example for a post would be, "I hate Angel Reese." Angel Reese has And this is the negative tweets, and this is in the thousands. So this is 50,000, 100,000, 150,000, 200,000. Angel Reese has the most negative post on X towards any player in the WNBA within the first season of the season, within the first month of the season. She is almost at 200,000. Followed behind her is her teammate, Kennedy Carter, who has over 100,000, and Caitlyn Clark is in third, just like about maybe around 80-something thousand. And of course, you know, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller as the names go further down the list. But Angel Reese has an overwhelming amount of hatred towards her. And they just use I hate Angel Reese as an example. So imagine if they only use if they put I hate Angel Reese there, the number of times that popped up was almost 200,000. They could have switched out Angel Reese and put Kennedy Carter, and that's how many times hers came up. They could have swapped out Kennedy Carter, put Caitlyn Clark, and that's how many times it came up, so on and so on and so forth. And the reason why it gets lower and lower and lower is because many people probably aren't familiar with some of these women. So shout out to Beatzilla for pulling up that chart. So the next thing I'm going to pull up is a post by Hotep Jesus. I'm sure many of you are familiar with him because he does videos here on YouTube as well. And he actually came up with this phrase called the woke right. And I think that was pretty genius. So he made this post where he said woke definition, well, pseudo victims of racism, woke right. Here are 4 examples. So he has 4 screenshots of the quote unquote woke right, or the people that tend to bastardize the word woke. So let's look through these 4 posts, shall we, and see what they had to say. So this first one from Clay Travis, and his name popped up. Remember, he was one of the ones that when we were talking about the that article, the one who said, oh, can you tag someone? This is him. So this is what Clay Travis had to say. Clay Travis said, Angel Reese takes total swing at Caitlyn Clark's head, gets flagrant foul. They hate Clark because she's white. Fever have to get an enforcer or Clark's going to be knocked out for the year on one of these plays. Now, the play they're talking about was the one where Angel Reese was getting that, I think she was getting that block, and they kept trying to say that she hit Caitlyn Clark, but we saw it, and it's like, what, we must be looking at 2 different things. We must be looking at 2 different things. But remember, when I made my initial post about a certain group talking about, they kept saying stop making it about race, but I'm like, y'all already did. Here's another example that Clay Travis do. Now, this was a few days after the post that I made that y'all saw earlier in the stream. No one said, how has the definition of woke changed? It didn't change. It got bastardized, but we still recognize it for what the original definition is. Let's look at the next one. Oh, God, the quartering. This dude. Okay, so he replied to Dave Portnoy. I'm guessing he replied to Dave Portnoy. That's the only Dave I can think of, especially when it comes to this. Quartering says, Dave, have the courage to call it what it is. I really appreciate you speaking on this, but this is simple racism. They hate Caitlyn Clark because she is white and likely because she's straight too. Also, where is Caitlyn's teammates? They need to protect her. Now, mind you, Clay Travis and the Quartering are both PC men. These are some of the same people that would tell black people every day, all day, to stop bringing up and talking about race, but here they are bringing up and talking about race, especially when it doesn't even apply. Let's move on to the third post. This one named Amuse. They said racism. Angel Reese attacks Caitlyn Clark yet again. The police need look at this. The police need to get involved. What is going on here? The police? Are you serious? The police? The police? Y'all, I wish I could make this up. I wish I was making this up. What's going on, Tamika? This is straight up comedy. I don't care if you were trolling or not, but they probably weren't. The fact you even had the nerve to post that. Like, do you not see your fragility? I want y'all to understand what we're dealing with here. Oh my God. This goes without words. This is laughable. Let me pull up the last one. In wokeness, of course. Because you can't talk about this without having this person insert themselves into it. Caitlyn Clark just got assaulted. Assaulted? Again. This is becoming a weekly occurrence. If the same situation was happening, but the skin colors were reversed, the entire WNBA would be shut down by now. Actually, it wouldn't. But nice try at grasping for straws. Y'all, they make it too easy. Chat, they make this too easy. Man. So there was that post. You know, I could have went through a marathon of those. I could have did about 4 more of those to show how ridiculous that was. Now, I want y'all to tell me in the chat, based on numbers, we're going to go through them again. I want y'all to put 1, 2, 3, or 4 to let me know what you think was the most ridiculous post. I think I know which one y'all going to choose. So this is Clay Travis' post. This is the one right here where he was saying that they hate her because she's white. That's number 1. Number 2 is the quartering saying that this is racism because she's white and asking for her teammates to protect her. That's 2. Number 3 is the police needing to get involved. I know y'all are probably going to overwhelmingly say that one was the most ridiculous one. And number 4 was saying that Caitlyn Clark got assaulted. So 1, 2, 3, or 4, where y'all think which post was the most ridiculous out of those 4? 3. Black Knight said 1 through 4. 3. I knew y'all was gonna say 3. When I first saw that, and I saw that, I said, if I ask this question to my chat, they are all gonna overwhelmingly say 3. That was crazy. Okay, we got a couple of 4s in there. Casey said all of the above. Zenji said 1, 2, 3, and 4. Brooklyn Queen said all of them. Yeah, but I just want y'all to show you that was straight up comedy. That was hilarious to me. That was funny. So now let's go to this one, this post made by the New York Post. Now, this is a follow-up to the one y'all just saw. This is from the New York Post. It says Angel Reese clobbers Caitlyn Clark in the head in flagrant foul during Sky Fever game. They keep trying to make it seem like Angel Reese intentionally did that. Like she just came with her hand and just said, you know what, I'm gonna just straight up mollywop her across her head. That wasn't the case. She was trying to go up for the ball, and it just landed for her to ended up getting a foul. That's just what happens in basketball. That happens in the NBA, the WNBA, college, high school, on the street, whatever, wherever you're playing it. But it's funny because guess what they did? Reading this, because I'm not going to open the article. Reading this post right here, what did they turn Caitlyn Clark into? Just reading that part right here, which says Angel Reese clobbers Caitlyn Clark in the head in the flagrant foul. What did they turn her into when they said that? And it's a word that was already used. I think y'all pretty much get the gist of it now. That's what they did. In a sport that's very aggressive. But it's I'm so glad you brought that up, because when Angel Reese got grabbed by her neck and literally thrown to the floor from what looked like to be a very unlockable headlock, an unlocked headlock, where was New York Post to talk about that? I didn't see it. If it is out there, please let me know, because we saw it. We saw the video. And what happened, and with that, Angel Reese could have had a very serious neck injury if she didn't fall the right way. Or she could have injured another part of her body. But oh no, can't talk about her. Because with her, she'll be all right. But some of the people that don't like her probably was hoping she really got injured. BB, okay, hold on. You said it was Alyssa Thomas that did it? Okay, my bad. Thanks for the correction. I'm just saying. Now let's go on to, to this post. And I can't believe this person actually said something pretty accurate. Hell must be frozen in some corner. But Matt Walsh, yes, I know y'all probably heard a turtle pass out looking at this and me bringing this up. So this is a post. This is also from that same exact play right here that they keep talking about. And they keep talking about Angel Reese doing this bad elbow move against Caitlyn Clark. But believe it or not, Matt Walsh actually came out and said something that actually made sense. Lewis, I know that's the perfect emoji to describe this. That's why I couldn't believe it, but I was not about to let the opportunity pass. So Matt said, unpopular opinion, but not every hard foul on Caitlyn Clark is some kind of crime against humanity. This looks like the kind of foul you see in basketball all the time. He even goes on to say, guys, I agree that Clark has been treated unfairly, but we don't have to become a bunch of dorks crying over a fairly typical basketball foul. It's a bit much. Yes, that Matt Walsh actually said that. This is his official X account right here. When I saw that, I said, I'm bookmarking this. You don't get posts like that from Matt Walsh every day. School said he must have been drinking. Yes, I was shocked. I was legit shocked. And a lot of stuff doesn't surprise me, but I was legit surprised that Matt Walsh actually said that. And that's crazy because he's not lying. Because that's exactly what they are trying to make it out to be. When he said they're trying that not every hard foul against Caitlyn Clark is some crime against humanity. That's literally what they try to make it out to be. So Jonathan said, are you sure Matt wasn't hacked when he tweeted? I don't think he was hacked. Because if Matt Walsh was hacked, I don't think the person who hacked his account would waste their time posting that. They would try to do some other nefarious things to his account. So there's that. So now we're going to come on to this post right here. And this was a post made by Tariq. And of course, you know, on X, they already don't like Tariq as it is. So anytime he posts something against Dub S, they be ready like lions getting ready to be fed. Tariq said, "Notice how certain people use Caitlyn Clark as a proxy to express anti-Black sentiments toward Black players and the broader Black community. By excessively exaggerating Clark's talent, they position her as superior, using any criticism or challenges of Clark as a pretext to label Black women players as quote-unquote jealous. This narrative allows racists to disguise their prejudice under the guise of quote-unquote sports commentary, deflecting criticism by framing their views as a quote-unquote support for Clark." Everything he said in this post, from notice down to the last quotation mark, was spot on. And of course, you know, like I said, when it comes to his page and he posts stuff like that, they be ready to pounce. Like this person right here, whose name is Super Dave's Free, said, "You are just mad that the best WNBA, NBA, and collegiate players are white." Again, when going back to my first, that's why I strategically go through these tabs the way that I do. When I made that post, when I kept telling people that they literally always make it about her race, and people was questioning me, asking me, like, or trying to tell me that I was lying, this guy said, "You were just mad that the best WNBA, NBA, and collegiate players are white." This fool doesn't even believe that lie. He then ends it off with, "Get over it, cupcake." First off, why are you a grown man calling another grown man cupcake? Inquiring minds want to know. This person said, "Notice how Tariq is a blatant racist and thinks his race is superior to all others by the way he talks down about other races in the world." That was the best thing you could come back with? And it goes on, but y'all could tell by just that first post right there. Anything else they said after that, it just went downhill from there. It just went downhill from there. Again, it doesn't take much to say when it comes to her, and they will show their ass in these comments. Let's move on to the next tab. Shout out to Thought Crimes for this. And this is a post that they made. It says about this page called Sleeper Athletes Ladies Basketball. And it's this video that this PC man made. And Thought Crimes, and shout out to them. If you haven't subscribed to their channel, be sure to do so. They definitely do good work. It says, "He may be trying to get clout, but he is right. This is what I've been saying for a while." So let's see what this person had to say.
Caitlyn Clark is a phenomenal shooter, but it wasn't until this moment where Caitlyn Clark became relevant. That's not just based off of an opinion, but data. Because when you check Google, this is the moment Caitlyn Clark spiked in popularity. The exact same moment Angel got back at Caitlyn. And at the time, Angel already had 2 million followers. And people hate on Black women so much they can't stand when a Black woman outshines a white woman. So fix your crown, queen, because these racist, bigoted people can hate you all they want, but you still the champ. My name is Eric Stone. Doses.
Okay, so there's that. He was trying to score some brownie points at the end there. I caught that. I'm sure y'all caught that too. But when he mentioned about this moment right here, he wasn't lying. That is the moment where people started to take notice to Caitlyn Clark, because how dare this Black woman do that to this white woman? How dare she? How dare she beat her and then rub it in her face? How dare her? Everybody remembers this. This was a very viral moment. This was a very talked about moment for a while. They were, I can only imagine the names they was calling Angel Reese when she did that. I mean, she pointed to her finger to the ring like, hey, the ring is coming right here. And then did the you can't see me thing back to her. That was the nail in the coffin. Well, this is probably the nail in the coffin right here. And they still haven't gotten over it. So let's move on to this next one right here. Now, this take was absolutely ridiculous. And if y'all follow Kid Gravity, y'all probably saw this video. So this is coming from the Women's Hoops Network. And just listen to this. Just listen to the straight up goofiness that's about to come out this woman's mouth.
You know, I was 19 in 1992, and I was in between my sophomore and junior year heading into the Olympic Games. I can't imagine the intensity of Caitlyn Clark, and yet she managed to just present herself in such a phenomenal way on the court. My question is off the court, what is she like, and that inspiration and motivation? Because we see tons of kids with her jerseys. She's clearly making a difference in kids' lives.
She is definitely making a difference in kids' life, you know, and for her, Maya Moore was a huge role model growing up. So now she's the Maya Moore of this generation. She is definitely making a difference in kids' life, you know, and for her, Maya Moore was a huge role model growing up. So now she's the Maya Moore of this generation. Was a huge role model growing up. So now she's the Maya Moore of this generation. Was a huge role model growing up. So now she's the Maya Moore of this generation. Was a huge role model growing up. So now she's the Maya Moore of this generation. Maya Moore was a huge role model growing up. So now she's the Maya Moore of this generation.
Excuse me? I had to play that like 5 times to let it register in your head what she just said. She started off saying that Maya Moore was a huge inspiration to Caitlyn Clark. She should have just left it right there. But to come back and say that Caitlyn Clark is the Maya Moore of this generation, are you terminally insane? Maya Moore had the stats to back it up when she was out of UConn. I remember watching I'm going to be honest, wasn't a fan of women's basketball whatsoever. However, I loved watching Maya Moore play back in the day. I loved watching that woman play when she was at UConn. And then she got drafted and she went to Minnesota. And I still like watching her. And I told people the reason why Maya Moore does not play in the WNBA anymore, because she left early, way before retirement age, is because she was helping this black man get exonerated for a crime he didn't commit. And then, of course, if y'all know the story, she ended up marrying this dude after she freed him. This woman has championships in college and the WNBA. And she has the years to back it up. She's practically legend status. Caitlyn Clark does not have a ring. She's barely scraping by in the WNBA right now. And you had the nerve to sit up there and say she's the Maya Moore of this generation. In what capacity? In what capacity is that true? This has to be one of the most, and ZZ, if you're out there listening, I'm using your favorite terminology, one of the most egregious takes I have heard since I kicked off this stream. Besides the one about the person saying we need to call the police on Angel Reese. I don't have to play anything else of this video for the next 20 seconds. Anything else she said after that is bullshit. Let me move on now to this one. So this one is coming from Barstool Sports. Now this one right here is it's a small video when it says nobody gives me advice in games. I wish. And they said still no love for Caitlyn Clark for the WNBA vets. Before I play the video, again, reading this post, what does it make Caitlyn sound like? Put it in the chat. Y'all said it earlier. Reading that caption, what does it make Caitlyn sound like? I think I've talked about Barstool Sports before. I feel like I have. That's right, y'all. A victim. It's only 10 seconds. Let's let it rip.
And what's the best advice that is giving you in this season?
Nobody gives me advice in the game. I wish.
Okay, so she just said it right there. They was asking her about what advice do WNBA vets give her, and she said no one gives her advice, and that she wishes. Exactly, Kane, the bad guy. They said so her teammates don't speak to her. Right, they trying to make it seem like nobody, they make it seem like nobody messes with her. There you go, Jonathan. You said it. I knew I talked about Barstool before. It's owned by Dave Portnoy, who I definitely talked about last year. He got upset because Angel Reese had checked him on something. And then he wrote this post back to her. It was so weird. But he was mad because she checked him. Yeah, but I'm not falling for that crap. Talk about no one gives her advice. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. Now we're getting into more recent stuff. Like all the stuff that y'all saw up until that point was in the month of June. Everything y'all just saw up to this point right here was just in the month of June. Do y'all know how many tabs we went through? Now, this one is in July. Now we're in the month of July. And this was actually last week. Look at this. Women Hoops Network. Caitlyn Clark has broken the WNBA single season turnover record with 15 games left in the regular season. Let me read that again. Caitlyn Clark has broken the WNBA single season turnover record with 15 games left in the regular season. And it's crazy because when you start looking at these comments, the usual suspects are in there trying to talk about all the other stats. But I'm like, you can talk about those stats all you want, but that's not good. What they're saying right here, that is not a good thing. And it should not be overlooked. I'm telling you right now, if Angel Reese, because you know that the big talk is who's going to get Rookie of the Year, and Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark's name keep coming up. I swear, if Angel Reese, because that'll be the true nail in the coffin. If Angel Reese gets Rookie of the Year, let me repeat myself. If Angel Reese gets Rookie of the freaking Year, when this season is over, the crash out on X is going to be astronomical. It just is. Now, I only have one more thing to share with y'all. And like I said, the last thing I'm going to share with you is this article. So now we are officially off of X, but I wanted to pull this up. Now, this is the most recent thing because this is the All-Star, the results from the All-Star weekend, which was this past weekend, and where you had the WNBA All-Stars versus the U.S. Olympic team. So they had their game, and now they're probably in Paris right now. But look at this headline, though, and because a lot of people was pissed about this headline. It says Arike Ogun Bawale. Someone correct me. Something just tells me I butchered this woman's name. And Caitlyn Clark lead WNBA All-Stars in a 117-109 win over the U.S. Olympic team. People were mad about that because they was like, why did you put Caitlyn Clark's name in the title when she only scored 4 points? Mind you, this person, Arike, had like 30-something points. And you put Caitlyn Clark, a woman who only scored 2 baskets, 2, in the title like she did something. People were saying, y'all should have took Caitlyn Clark's name out of the title and put Angel Reese there, but they weren't about to do that because, they already have a bias against her. Thank you, Jared. 34 points. That's impressive. That is impressive. Let's read this. Arike, and I'm going to just say O, because I don't want to mispronounce her name, was the dominant scorer on the floor. Caitlyn Clark was the best passer. The best passer. Angel Reese was her usual double-double machine. That alone should have made Angel Reese be put in the title. I don't think people understand how hard and difficult it is to get a double-double. And this woman has had several so far. That is not easy. The U.S. may still have the best team at the Olympics, but at the All-Star game, they didn't have all the best players on Saturday night. Arike set the All-Star scoring record with 34 points. And Clark fell just short of the assist mark in her All-Star debut as the WNBA team beat the U.S. Olympic team 117-109. And I'm going to tell you right now, the only thing that Caitlyn Clark's stands are going to care about is the fact that they beat the U.S. Olympic team. They're going to say, see, that's what y'all get because y'all didn't put her on the team. With on her only scoring 4 points, they better be glad to hell that they didn't put her on the team. And like someone just said in the chat, what does passing get you? Like, how many points do you get for passing? It was the second consecutive win for the WNBA All-Star team over the Olympians. The All-Stars also won in 2021, led by, again, Arike, who was MVP of both that game and this one. Congratulations to her. This is going to help us tremendously. We don't get that many game opportunities, said Breanna Stewart, who had 31 points to lead the U.S. We can go back and watch the film and focus on how we can continue to be better. It was like a little bit of deja vu feeling, but just locking in. The loss didn't slow down the Americans in 2021 as they went on to winning their 7th consecutive Olympic gold medal. 7th consecutive Olympic gold medal. Ladies and gentlemen, not popularity, not box office, Stephen A. for Asshole Smith. Olympic gold medal. That is what they're going for. To all the people in the back that didn't hear it, they want to win a gold medal, not be flashy, not be popular, not box office. Gold. The U.S. hosts for the same results in Paris later this month, well, in a couple days. No team in the world could match the depth or talent that the WNBA All-Stars had. Is Arike playing for any of these teams we were going to play? U.S. coach Cheryl Reeve deadpan. So let me see. Is there anything else here that's relevant to this? Okay, the rest is just the backstory on her. I don't think we need to read into anything else. Man, y'all. We finally made it through. Now I'm going to ask y'all in the chat. Usually I'll just go ahead and drop it. Do y'all want me to drop the link? I'm leaving it in the hands of the audience today. Do y'all want me to drop the link? I'm glad you said that, Mari Marie. The Olympics is not a Miss Congeniality contest. That's a good way to put it. All right, the consensus is there. So there's the link. And also, when y'all come up, please be in a quiet area where there's no noise, or a place where there's not a lot of noise. I appreciate it. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to go ahead and hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate that. We have 272 people in here on this wonderful Tuesday afternoon. Let's see who we got here so far. We got Wallow.
How you doing, Torian? And hello to everybody in the chat. I remember watching that All-Star game. I was like, she ain't doing nothing. Like, old girl that you were talking about, man, I was like, cause I remember when they announced the team, they were like, why did they leave her off the team? And then she just proved it that night, like, yeah, y'all should have never left me off this team, cause she was out there cooking, like, Jesus. KG can contest. She should have been on the team. Now, if somebody get hurt, they probably call her. But I just don't. I ain't gonna say I don't understand. But they just want this girl to be something she's not. And sooner or later, she's gonna have to speak up for her. She's gonna be like, look, I'm just here. She already don't said it once. She gonna say it again. Like, I'm just here to play ball. I'm not here for all this rah white versus black mess. She's gonna have to say something. Whether she like it or not, she's gonna have to say something. If she says something that they don't like, they're gonna move on from her ass. And she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. Because she's not like people were saying in the chat. She's not even the best player on her team. Right. And she really is not. She's just the setup person, and she's a 3-point shooter. That's all she is right now. She can't play defense. She turns the ball over too damn much. She lost a lot of times on damn defense. And like KG also said too, they play better when she's off the floor. If she's so great, they should be playing horrible when she's off the floor. But they play her plus minus is ridiculous when she's off the court. But y'all, they just want. They're tired of seeing black. This all this is. They're tired of seeing black athletes dominate the two best sports, which is basketball and football. That's just what it is. They don't have no. Let's say since Tom Brady retired, they don't have no white athlete they can say that's our guy or that's our girl. So now they're trying to prop her up to be the great white nope. That's what they're trying to do, which is not going to work because she's not as good as you think she is. Now, I'm going to let everybody know, when college basketball from the men's side open up, it's a dude from Duke named Cooper Flagg. Remember that name? Because they may try to do the same thing with him next year because they saying he's the prohibited favorite to be the first pick in next year's NBA draft. So watch out for that name. But I don't know if they're going to sway to him like that because he kind of has a black scent to him. But still, watch out for that name, Tori, and everybody in the chat. And I'll let my plane there be one.
B1. Shout out to Wallow for coming up. Next up, we got AW1. What's going on?
Hey, Torian. Gotta say, I admit I don't follow WNBA like that, but I actually did look into, to see what the hype is with this girl. And I gotta tell you, yeah, I'm not that impressed. I mean, she is good, and she can still get better, but she's so limited. If you take away that jump shot, like what else would she have?
Exactly, and the thing is, that's how they know her weak spot because they know that's what she's always going to do. Like,
exactly.
Did you see the video that I did today on Shannon Sharp?
I did, yes.
Okay, so you saw the clip that I kept playing in a loop where she had the balls, another turnover.
Yeah, air ball. Yeah, I've seen the air ball layups, and that's like, wow, okay, I can't watch no more. I'm done.
The clip before that, where she got the ball stripped from her, was a turnover. Instead of her running down and playing defense against the person, even though it's a good chance she might have caught her, you made an effort. She just stood there with her arms out like it was supposed to be a call. No, that was a clean steal. She probably thought, like, why didn't you call that as a foul? It was a clean steal. Leaving her player, her teammate, wide open.
Yeah, that was pathetic.
Somebody, wide open, and her teammate tried to draw an offensive foul, but it didn't work because she was nowhere near her. So she tried
Let me tell you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, let me tell you. If I've ever done that when I played ball, if any of my teammates would have done that, they're gonna get. I mean, You're gonna get it from the coach and the teammates. Like, what the hell are you doing? It's like, get back on, get your ass back on defense.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll tell you this about Caitlyn Clark. This girl flops a lot as well. I saw one play like where they said she got murdered. I'm thinking, wait, what? She flopped.
Mm.
And it's like, man, they are really protecting this girl. They really blew this girl up. And as a person, it's nothing against her. And, you know, I understand that she just wants to focus on basketball, but I think she might have to address her racist fan base. Let's just call it what it is.
Right.
And you know, and Whitlock, he just got a hard on. And then for him to say that the other girl, Angel Reese, didn't accomplish anything, she's getting her jersey retired for a reason. They're not just doing it just because she did the "You Can't See Me" in ring. She set records over there as well.
Yeah.
And you know, yeah, I like I said, I don't watch WNBA. There's a reason why I don't watch it, because these girls do a lot of air ball layups and easy jump shots. It's just, I can't, Tori. Not me, but I'll let someone else come on, man. You have a good day.
You too. Shout out to AW1. Before I bring up the next person, I wanted to answer the question that Hacksign had. Hacksign said, silly question. Why wasn't the lady who was MVP? So I'm assuming you're talking about Arike, who was the MVP and scored 37. Why was she not? Well, she scored 34. Why was she on the team? Well, I actually looked up why she said she wasn't, because it was actually an article posted. But she said she didn't like the politics that was involved for her to get on the team. Like she said, like going to the camps and all types of stuff. But basically, that's what she broke it down to. She said she didn't like the politics involved, but she was in the running. And after her performance at the All-Star game, we can see why she would have made the team. But she just said that she didn't like all the politics that was involved to get on the team. So that's why she decided to bow out. Otherwise, she would have been on it. And based on what we've seen, she would have been more than qualified to make the team. So next up, we got True Royal. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Taryn?
I'm doing good.
What I wanted to say is, because I've seen this in many of sports, and it's really pathetic. And I refer to these white folks. They are so desperate for a white hope.
Mm-hmm. Troy, you still there?
And I've seen.
Okay.
Huh?
No, yeah, went quiet for a little bit. I can hear you. Okay.
I'm a real big boxing fan, and like I said, they always pushing for these white hopes, and you can see sorry white boxer, and he can throw one, and they all berserk and stuff, and it's like they've been pushing this girl so hard, and you got to get acclimated to playing that level of ball. Now I had put the comment in there when them chicks is hard to play.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
It's a whole different level. I mean, they got some white girls out that will slay you if you want to just start picking race in other countries. I don't know what it is, but international ball is hard. And I had made a prediction a number ago. I said if they always expect, okay, now I'm talking about men playing basketball, and in the Olympic, and I was watching it real close, and I said, they're not taking these.
It's true. For some reason, I don't know if it's your connection, but your audio keeps going in and out.
Okay, excuse me. Let me go to a better location. Okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
I made a prediction about what was going to happen with the men's basketball in the Olympics, and they wasn't taking those international players real, and they ended up getting a silver, and it was an embarrassment.
And you see what they're doing with the NBA now, like they're trying to incorporate a lot of international men into the NBA. Like if you just look at the rosters, like for the draft they did just had, like look at some of those names. And as a matter of fact, for the Wizards, there's this black player, like they have him on the team. I don't know how long he's gonna be there. I think his name is Alex Sarr or something like that. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Black player, but he's out of France. And this guy's like 7 foot. And he was playing like this was his first time even holding a basketball. Like they said True, it fell off. But anyway, I'll still finish my point. They said his stats were just absolutely horrible. Okay, I had it right. Alex Sarr. I knew Alex was his first name, but I couldn't remember if I had his last name. I knew it began with an S. But they said his performance was terrible. See, the thing is, like Wallow J said earlier, when it comes to the basketball and football, black men dominate in that. Like it's just a natural skill that they have. That's why when they go and they play overseas like that, like, or in the Olympics or whatever, even if they get recruited to play overseas, like over there, they are the best player on that team, usually, for the most part. Okay, True, are you back? You good now?
Yeah, I'm good now. Forgive me for that.
All
So
right.
what I was trying to sum up, because I was trying to hurry up because I know there's other people want to step in. What I just noticed was my prediction, it came true because I was paying attention to international basketball, that the United States, the men were not taking them real serious. They just, because we got to give it to the brothers over here. They can play really well. But I just noticed that the level of play and the intensity of the play was getting real. That I said, okay, these international players is taking these NBA players real serious. And one more thing I want to add. I remember years ago I had read in the Sports Illustrated where they had followed a number of rookies from the time they stepped in to the end of the season, what they went through to get through the season. And they said they was banged up. They was not prepared for that level of play. And I was, and the comment I made was, okay, if I was one of those women out there playing and I've been, out there for a while, and they bring this girl in and they hyping her up, I'm gonna bang her around. She gonna get elbows. She gonna get stomped. She gonna get broke in. That's just the way it go. You gonna get broke in and everything. And but they not even allowing her to be seasoned or respect the level of play, because if you come in with a level of respect, people will, you're still gonna get banged up, but they'll see that you're trying to learn, because now you done stepped into a different arena. But they keep trying to push this thing so hard, they really shoot they own self in the foot. And that type of play where you can just, women's basketball has really stepped up. There was a time I couldn't even watch it, and all that just stand there, take the ball and shoot it. No, you got to be able to be very versatile and stuff. And a lot of these women are practicing with men at the end of the day. It ain't no joke. So thank you for your time, Terren.
No problem. Thanks for coming up. Shout out to True Royal. Next up, we got Joseph. What's going on?
Salute, Tarian. Salute to the chat room. Angel Reese basically gave a tutorial on how to beat Caitlyn Clark last time they played. So for them to really go out of their way, as you said, bandwagoning, yeah, they pretty much shot themselves in the foot for, complaining about Caitlyn Clark not making the WNBA US Olympic team. And you mentioned the NBA, drafting players from overseas. The NFL is doing that too. There's a Raven player right now. I think he came from, I don't know if it's Uganda or somewhere between East or South Africa. but he was drafted with the Ravens. I think as soon as the football season starts, I'll probably get his name. But yeah, the NBA and the NFL are like, looking overseas to like draft, bodies.
And I think I know why they're doing it. I could be wrong, but my assumption, the reason why they're doing it is because they're trying to get that global appeal. They see the popularity is definitely there here in the States, but a lot of people don't know that the most famous or the most popular sport in the world is soccer. Soccer is the most popular sport in the world because it's a global sport. Every continent has a soccer team. In the various countries that's in it has a soccer team. When it comes to the NBA, the only other country they have to their name is Canada. That's it. So it's popular to us because we live here. Same with the NFL. The NFL football is only popular here because it's a nationwide sport. It's not a global sport. That's why, when in soccer, in other nations, they call it football. And it literally is football when you think about it. Using their foot to travel the ball. So literally soccer actually has a better claim to that name than American football does when you put it to perspective.
A sport is popular when they make an anime out of it and it becomes popular in the States. I don't know if you're familiar with this anime called Blue Lock, but it's basically soccer boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
That's the premise of it. And speaking of sports, Black people dominate. You may as well add competitive gaming soon to that roster, because this past weekend I was watching the Evolution Championship Series, which is basically the WrestleMania for like fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
And this weekend you had 5 Black players win their respective games. 3 main stage games. The others were side tournaments. The other 2 were side tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
And I went on Twitter or X the day after, and someone commented, and I'm paraphrasing, "I'm getting tired of audiences cheering the country behind the player that's playing the game. Could we just cheer for the player and not so much the country they represent?"
Mm-hmm.
I looked at that and said to myself, wow, I wonder if they're going to say the same thing if, said player wasn't Black or, non-FBA, or if that particular person is, of that hue. Is like, I find it weird that you would post that after,
It's funny you say that, because when I think about, remember when Floyd Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah.
And you had a whole bunch of people just become Mexican overnight because they didn't want Floyd to win. And then they did the same thing when Floyd fought
Conor McGregor.
All of a sudden, overnight, everybody became Irish. Not of Irish descent, but Irish. Because they wanted Conor McGregor to beat Floyd Mayweather. And these are the same people that will walk around here talking about how patriotic they are. I said, watch what they're going to do when the U.S. women's team plays over there. They're probably going to root for the other team because Caitlyn Clark didn't make the team. I bet you they're going to do it.
It wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, it's like, it's like, for the person that tweeted that, have that same energy.
Right.
When you have that same energy when we go to France and do our thing and bring the go home. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and I'm really disappointed. Well, I shouldn't be disappointed in Shannon Sharpe, but at the same time, it was like, when you look back, since we're halfway through the year, how Shannon Sharpe started with having Kev Williams and Monique on his podcast and basically set the internet ablaze to now. All 180s aren't good.
Exactly.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
But yeah, it was like that's a heck of a 180. It's like you started good and then you turned sour, basically jumping on the Caitlyn Clark train that is derailing like crazy and has crashed into the ocean.
Exactly.
But I'm glad to be up on this panel like usual. I'm gonna stay locked into the chat room. Thanks for having me up.
I appreciate you coming up. Shout out to Joseph. Oh, and my mistake about Manny Pacquiao and Mexican, KC had to inform me that he is Filipino. So let me change that. When Manny was fighting Floyd, people started to become Filipino overnight. All right. Okay. Before I bring a person up, Jonathan, are you in a quiet low? Oh, damn. I kicked you off by mistake. I didn't even mean to kick. Hey, Jonathan, come back up. My bad. I thought I was kicking somebody else off. My bad. But come back up because I was getting ready to ask were you in a quiet location. But until that, Moochie, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? You know they've been trying to spin this narrative where they want her to be like Larry Bird to the WNBA. Yeah. They trying to say that they don't bring enough tickets in because most of these women are not the ideal family. So is she going to have a husband and family where they're already trying to make her the face of the league?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they literally expressed that. Like I don't know which one when you had came in on the stream, but when I was talking about what Stephen A. Smith has said, saying that she was box office and all types of stuff like that, I said, see, there it is right there. You're going off of like viewership and marketing purposes, but at the end of the day, they're not there for that. That's good that people are watching and people are going to watch regardless, but they are there for one mission and one mission only, and that's to get a medal, preferably a gold medal.
Exactly. And then not only that, they already told everybody that she wasn't able to attend any of those practices to even be on the team because she was busy trying to win that championship.
Exactly.
You got to remember, you can't do it all if you're trying to win a championship. And you had Angel Reese, she's already, they got knocked out, so she was able to participate.
Mm-hmm.
So
exactly.
I tell you this, it's a sidebar. Did you see is it Senegal or some I know they was giving the USA boys a run for their money with that, and they never even played inside.
Wow.
They never played in an inside court. And they had the NBA team struggled.
Mm-hmm.
Why? So if they can make that international where they play once a year, that would be a good thing.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right, I didn't want to come up here. I'm doing the trivia questions for tonight for the boys. But
listen, I can't wait. Listen, I can't wait. I can't wait to be a part of that. Hopefully, I get these questions right.
I hope so too, because I got some aimed at you. I gotta have some of them aimed at you particularly.
Okay, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Later.
Later. Shout out to Moochie for coming up. Next, we got Scoop. What's going on?
Oh, what's up, Torian? What's up, chat? Yeah, man. That girl Caitlyn Clark is mediocre. That's all she is. I don't know why they trying to prop her. Well, I know why they trying to prop her up, but come on, man. Come on. If she was black, she'd have to be way better to get this kind of attention.
Oh, but definitely.
Come on, man. That girl, come on, man. Come on. She's a shooter, and she ain't that good at that. You know what I mean? It's right. 3-pointers. She doesn't have any handles. She can't drive to the basket without losing the ball, missing simple layups, but she's in the WNBA. She was a pick. They picked her to represent them. That's all that is. It wasn't off her skills. It wasn't off how good of a player it was. It was none of that. Angel Reese is, head and shoulders over that girl. It ain't even a comparison. And then to compare her to great other athletes, Caitlyn Clark, are you sure you got the right person? You can't compare her to them people. Come on, man. That girl ain't that girl. Hey, my opinion, she garbage. She got a long way to go. Maybe she'll be great in the future, but as far as right now, from what I see, she ain't letting the right home about.
You like use this time off because they're gonna have this break because of the Olympics. Use this time to develop your skills because like this is free time right here. You're not traveling, you're not competing against anybody. Get in that court and practice. Like that's literally all she should be doing. If her so-called supporters or fans, and I put that in heavy air quotes, actually cared about her, that's what they would be telling her. Not saying she's the next Michael Jordan or the next Steph Curry. And that's actually going to lead into the live stream I'm going to do about this individual tomorrow to try to compare her to Tiger Woods. So now you're comparing her to someone in a whole nother sport? Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. But that's what she should be focusing on, is practicing and get her skill set up, because when they were saying about her turnovers, that is not good. Like to have that many turnovers, we've seen the clips. She doesn't play defense. She's only known as a shooter, so that means they only know her for that, which means it makes her an easy target, a very easy target, because she cannot fool anybody. She doesn't have any tricks up her sleeve like the other women on that court. That's why it makes her very easy to go after. So she has to go and develop more and come back. I don't know how much she's going to be able to do with the remainder of this season, but while she has the time off, even after the season is done, that's what she needs to be doing. So when May of 2025 rolls back around and the preseason begins, she will be fresh. That'll be enough time, because I swear, if we see the same thing from her next year, y'all cannot come at me and get mad at me and saying that this woman was a bust. Like I said, I was just trolling when I said that. But then as time went on, it's like, you know what? Maybe I had a point.
Hey, you had a good one. You had a good one, because it stands true. I mean, look at her. You know what I mean? I mean, she may improve, over the summer, but you got to ask yourself about how much. What is it she gonna do that's gonna be so great? You know what I mean? She didn't come into the league being great. She's still not great. She's not a born scorer.
Yeah.
This girl shoot. That's all she does.
As a matter of fact, I'll just throw in I'll throw in a person who's in another lane who got trashed so bad because we hyped her up, but she was good, but she fell off, and that was Sha'Carri Richardson.
Oh yeah,
now we all know, and now I know we all know that when she first came into the sport of track and field, and we saw her name was everywhere, and she could actually back it up, like she was fast. But then something happened, and then she just fell off, and everybody came down hard on her. Even people in the Black community came down hard on her and was heavily criticizing her because they knew that she could do better. She took time off, and she came back strong. This woman was winning race after race after race, getting these medals, going to the world championship and dominating there. And now she's going to the Olympics for the first time to hopefully, maybe, possibly get her first gold medal. She has now been dubbed the fastest woman in the world. Like, she holds that title. She's gotten that title. And now everybody, and I kept telling people, I was one of the few people that did not come down on her because I saw what she was going through. Same thing happened with Simone Biles. They did the same thing. And notice the pattern here. Both Black women at the height of their game, and then one thing happens and then everyone turns against them. But then when they're doing good, what are they saying now? With Simone, they keep talking about her husband. I'm like, what does that have to do with her ability to do what she does? She's the greatest gymnast ever, the greatest female gymnast, probably the greatest gymnast, no matter if it's a man or a woman. And they're both about to do their thing these next couple of weeks in Paris. Now talk about that.
Yeah, well, they jealous, and that burns them up. They don't love to give us credit for accomplishments, but they love to give us credits for anything that they think we do is wrong. They'll stick that to us all day long. But when accomplishments, they trying to way to downplay it. They compare us to certain people. You see what I'm saying? So Caitlyn Clark is just the person that they feel that they can prop up and make look good. They say, okay, well, here we got somebody over here we can compare to you. You're great. We got a great one over here. No, you don't. No, you don't. You got somebody in training. That's what you got. We got greats. We excel at whatever we do. No matter what we touch, we excel at it. We make it great. Without us, it wouldn't be great. You know, so they don't want to focus on that part. But good talking to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Chat, panel, B1.
B1. All right. Shout out to Scoop for coming up. Okay, John, and I see you back up there. Just let me know. Can you let me know before I bring you up here if you're in a quiet location? Because it looks like, I don't know, like where you're at. Just be in a place where there's not a lot of noise. It looks like you're in a store. Well, you're talking, so I can't even hear you because you're still in the queue. And I don't know if you can type in a private chat or not. Because I want to bring you up, but it looks like you. Okay, it looks like you're going outside. Okay.
All right.
Okay, this is fine. This is fine. What's going on?
All right, cool. What's going on, man? Good. So I wanted to bring my 2 cents in this because, you know, I have watched the Dallas Wings and Indiana Fever game, the last game before they go on break or go to All-Star game, and Caitlyn played pretty well. And, you know, they sort of come back on the lead that Dallas blew, but Dallas took the lead. It was like 93-95, I believe. And something happened when Caitlyn had the ball, and one of the Dallas defenders stole it from her, and one of the Dallas players got fouled, you know, causing her to shoot more 2 free throws to extend the lead. And then, you know, people say Angel Reese stat pads because she get her double doubles. Caitlyn actually tried to stat pad on her because she had 19 assists. She was trying to get a 20 assists, so she was going to try to stat pad on that, and instead she had to end up getting another turnover, and that won Dallas the game. Mind you, Angel Reese and them beat Asia Wilson and Las Vegas Aces on that last game before the break. Then All-Star game, Caitlyn, who ended up being a starter, and Angel Reese on the sideline. Caitlyn played 30 minutes and Angel Reese played 18 minutes. Tell me why. Okay, so we all know she scored 4 points and had 10 assists and all that. But tell me why Angel Reese played only 18 minutes and only had 12 points and 11 rebounds and 5 assists.
And they don't talk about that, but they wanted to put Caitlyn Clark in the headline of that article that I read at the end with the woman who had 34 points and got the MVP. And I was like, I said, how do we even gauge that? The woman played for 30 minutes and only got 2 baskets? Like what? Like that's no comparison to someone who got 34 points.
And then the funny part is Caitlyn Clark ended up getting a post-game interview and not Enrique. That's even more the crazy part.
What? I'm glad you brought that up because I would have forgotten it if you didn't say it. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch the All-Star game, but what I noticed is that when I was like just kind of flipping through and I happened to go past it, it was this one commentator. It was like 3 or 4 women talking. This one commentator on the far left, I don't know her name. She kept bringing up Caitlyn Clark's name during, I don't know if it was halftime or a timeout or whatever it was. It was some time away from the court or the game. And she kept bringing up Caitlyn Clark's name. You should have saw the look on the other 3 women's faces. Like, if this bitch don't stop talking about Caitlyn Clark, you don't want to hear about Caitlyn Clark. Like the look on there, they couldn't even hide how annoyed they were from this woman constantly bringing up Caitlyn Clark's name. Like they was like, there are other women playing in this game, but you keep asking them Caitlyn Clark's questions almost like you were a fan. It's almost like you weren't even there as a reporter or a journalist doing your job. You were sounding like a fan. And even that annoyed me. And I'm looking at their faces and I'm like, if they don't mute this woman's mic or go to another person, because what is going on here?
Oh man, I wish they would have cut her off at the time because that is annoying. Like, you see this woman, she shot like 16%, and you still put her name out there. Like, I'm telling you, like, and Kid Gravity said it the most. Like, they're gonna rush that girl out the league with all this pressure they putting on her. Like, she's getting way too much attention for someone who really didn't do much in the All-Star game. I don't care if it was All-Star game. You got selected to All-Star for a reason. And then you're gonna say you ducked out of the 3-point contest because you was tired, but yet you participated in the All-Star game. And
Right.
I'm actually glad you didn't participate in the 3-point shooting contest, because 0 for 7 from 3-point range is unknown for Caitlyn. And I'm like, girl, what's been going on with you? It's like, and people say Angel can't handle real competition. Look at you see what Caitlyn's doing. Caitlyn had to pass the ball to Angel and Rika to build her out due to the mistake she made. And it's not the first rodeo. Caitlyn's teammates, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and even Melissa Smith had to bail Caitlyn out when she caused so many turnovers that could have cost them the game. And Caitlyn, once they get her out of jail, she takes all the credit. And that's the huge issue that's going on in the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, like, why y'all want, like, this popularity contest? It's not a good thing. They need us. That's why I don't like votes no more. Like, they need to stop relying on votes to get these players in and start putting these teams on all-star teams based off their talent, just like they put these women on the U.S. women's basketball team off their talent. They trying to win another gold medal. They're not trying to go by votes and popularities and all that, because they know that they don't trust the people enough to vote the right players to be on that Team USA team.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not exactly.
And I'm glad they did it, because, man, if it was left up just to only the people, we already know they would have padded them votes. That they would have stuffed that ballot box in order to get her on that team. She probably would have been like, had all these votes to get in. And like Stephen A said, he said box office. Shannon Sharp said popularity. But like I just said, and everyone else has been saying, popularity and box office, all of that does not equal out to wins. Just like to all these individuals all over YouTube talking about, I mass dislike this trailer because it's woke this and woke that. I said dislikes don't translate to dollars. So there you have it. It's a weak thing to do. It's a very elementary thing to do. But I mean, they feel like that's the only power they really have. But at the end of the day, Caitlyn Clark is not going to play on the team. She doesn't even need to be traveling over to the Paris to even watch them live. I said, stay here in the States, get your game up, like practice while y'all have this break. You have the time off, and then we will see. Because we'll know. We'll see if you improved when everything comes back, because we'll know, because we've seen how you play so far versus if you have improved, and we're going to know. Like I said, her biggest thing she definitely needs to work on is her defense. She has no defense at all. She needs to work on that. She needs to work on keeping a good solid possession of the ball when she has it, because all these turnovers is not good.
She always getting taken to the hoop. She gets shot. She gets jump shot over. You know what I'm saying? Like, she gets like crossed over easily. I've seen like plays when people just take it to the hoop easy, like they'll take a 8th grade hooper to the hoop. You know what I'm saying? And then I never seen Caitlyn try to make that same effort to return the favor. Caitlyn, which once she tried to go in the paint, she passes to her teammates. You know what I'm saying? And then they try to just set up pick and roll for her to shoot a wide open 3. That's not going to help all the time. You got to up your game a lot more than that. Like Angel, same thing for Angel. Like, we love Angel that can get them rebounds, but even Angel has to work more on scoring. You know, and she needs to get stronger. You know, and she can get faster and quicker, but unfortunately, she have a metal plate in her leg that prevents her from moving fast, and people making fun of her speed. Even Jason Fatlock made fun of the way how she run. But what they don't know is Angel suffered an ankle injury in high school that caused her to get surgery about getting a metal plate put on her foot. That's why she can't jump as high or move as fast as she can, because she got a metal plate in her foot from high school, and people ain't trying to research on that. But other than that, I still say Angel's got a chance to succeed in the WNBA, even with that thing in her foot. And Caitlyn does too. But yeah, she just gotta start saying something about her fans.
She has to improve.
Yeah, it's all about improvement.
And her so-called, listen, that's why I don't call them fans. Those are like enablers. Like, really, a lot of them don't know how this works. But, you know, hey, like we said, she's the she's there. Great White
She's the
Hope.
Great White Hope.
So that's that. We've seen this play over and over again from various sports over the years, and we all know the Great White Hope usually, for the most part, never succeeds. There's only a small handful of Larry Birds in the world that actually make it over, but it's not every last one of them.
Hey, and they need to stop comparing that girl to Steph Curry, because Steph Curry don't turn the ball over. He actually plays defense besides being a great shooter. And then she's actually more of like a James Harden, John Stockton. Her 3-pointers ain't going in. She switched to assists. So I saw more John Stockton than Steph Curry in her. But yeah, man. I'm just at this point, the way, and I can't wait for the video you make about Angel Reese, because the way how Angel Reese, the hate she's getting, I'm not even caring about her winning.
Yeah, that's going to be I have to do a whole live stream dedicated to that, because it's too much for it to be a regular video. I'll probably do that. It's probably maybe Saturday. I think Saturday is probably going to be the day when I do that particular stream. But hey, listen, Jonathan, I have to bring up one more person so I can actually go ahead and end the stream, but I have to bring up one more person. But thank you for coming on.
No problem, man. I'm glad I found a good spot. Be1.
All right, Be1. Shout out to Jonathan. Last but not least, of course, we got to end it the right way. We got Miss Nisi.
Hey, Torian. Hey, Chad. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
In summary, Caitlyn Clark, beyond mediocre, great white nope. White lamestream media has made her a walking, talking target.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. You can't fake greatness. And I don't even watch sports.
But you recognize it, though.
Thank you. Fucked up is fucked up. I'm sorry. But that's the end of my spiel on that girl. I finally downloaded Bad Boys for Life. Phenomenal.
Wait a minute, you talking about the recent one?
Yeah, I got it on Prime, baby. Digital. I knew it was gonna be out less than 4 months.
Hey, listen, I told y'all in the review, y'all was gonna love that movie, especially a particular character.
Oh yeah, Reggie stole it. Reggie stole that shit. Yeah, at the house and the grill.
Oh yes, definitely.
But you know what? I got my hats off to Martin Lawrence. It was just rapid fire jokes. And I'm talking about laugh out loud jokes.
Oh yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm sure you've been on here for a minute. I didn't catch it at the beginning. I'll catch the replay because I was at the dentist. And thank God they didn't have to numb me. Hallelujah. But you be blessed as always, my baby. I love you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. Shout out to Miss Nisi for coming up and ending the stream on a great note. Shout out to everybody that came through. This is probably the longest midday stream I've done. Because like I said, there was a lot of tabs, a lot of bookmarks. And now that I've done this stream, I can go on X and get all those bookmarks out of my tab. It's so many of them. But shout out to everybody that came through. And also shout out to AW1 because I didn't get a chance to acknowledge it earlier. But shout out to AW1 for being a member for 26 months here on the channel. I greatly appreciate your contribution. He said, gotta say, Torian, this reminds me when Tim Tebow was popular. Oh, don't remind me of that. But shout out to you for being a continued member of the channel. I greatly appreciate it. And with that being said, y'all, we are going to end the stream right here. Shout out to everybody that came up and spoke. Shout out to everybody who stuck around. And shout out to the replay gang, all the mods. We had a couple of trolls in here, but nothing too crazy. But we got them out of here quick, fast, and in a hurry. Shout out to, again, to all the members, everybody over there on Patreon, all of the people in Discord, X, Instagram, all of that good stuff. The premiere video will be, of course, the premiere video will be coming tomorrow, I believe, at 12, and there will also be another midday stream tomorrow at 1. So be on the lookout for that. And with that being said, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe and be one.